Craig here. Well, it's been a while since I made a video, so I thought I'd just do a quick shop update. Okay, well, one of the biggest changes to the shop has been this back area over here. This shelf right here used to be covered with all kinds of stuff. It was just a kind of a big mess. Basically, I set this all up for just production, putting stock and finished parts on these shelves. Back here, I was basically gearing up for job shop type work. I had a bunch of these drawers down here all set up for job shop work. I put 2 of those down here and cleared everything else off. I got a few more things that I have to take care of over there, but I basically cleared this whole area off over here just to flow into the presses basically. So once everything's been machined, it goes on here and goes into the press. Another thing that I've changed here is actually I have 2 presses now. Before I just had this 12-ton press over here, which I'm still using. I'm using 2 presses. So I got this 12-ton. I've also got this 20-ton press over here. One thing I found that with these presses, it seems like the higher the tonnage, the slower they go. At least with these air actuated ones here. So I'm still using this one because it's just faster. Anything that needs to be heavier duty, needs more power. I use this press over here. We started pressing 1/8 inch. I think it's 11 gauge or something like that. Covers on the 20-ton press. I wasn't sure whether it was going to do it. I was looking into getting a 50-ton press, but like I said, it seems that the higher the tonnage, the slower they go, and the 50-ton was just going to be way too slow for production. So yeah, I was actually surprised I was actually able to press or stamp 1/8 inch steel, and believe it or not, on an aluminum die. I think one of the last videos I was making, I was in the process of making a bunch of dies. I was going to try and film some of them, but I didn't have time to. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamping dies now, and 4 curving dies. I've got 3 inch, 4 inch, 6 inch. I got the 5 inch on the press over here. So I've kind of rearranged things over here. I've got the air compressor turning this way now. This is the California Air. Actually, this hose right here, I think it's the pressure sensor for the switch, keeps popping out, so I think I'm going to have to change the fitting on this. Otherwise, this California Air has been running pretty good for a while now. Over the summer, I did actually get a real air conditioner. I was using one of those. Sorry, my voice. I was using one of those portables, and it just wasn't keeping up with the shop. It was a 120 volt. This is actually a, 22,000 BTU, 240 volt. And this thing is powerful. It's like almost too powerful for the shop. So, yeah, that's been working wonderful. I got the portable out of here. So, let's see. Yeah, I've got this. The arbor plates that came with this were moving around too much, so I had this piece of steel that I bought a while ago, so I've kind of got that. It's a little small to be sticking on here, but yeah, this is all of the production stuff right here, all the covers that we make, getting ready to go out to the powder coater. I'm not sure if I showed this on a previous video, but I got a stand for the grinder here, the bench grinder, and that seems to be working out pretty good. Most of our grinding work is done on this belt grinder over here. I got a stack of covers over here ready to be deburred. So yeah, this thing has been a workhorse. This is a Dayton. I think it's a 48-inch, 2-inch belt. But yeah, so that's been working out really good. I got some bins set up over here for scrap material so I can organize it. Before it was in a great big pile and I could never utilize any of it, so I got it all marked by width. So if I need to make something that's of that width, I can go ahead and utilize that. That saves some material there. I was having some trouble with my power drawbar, but I resolved that. It was actually just a setting on these screws right here. So that's been working fine. With this enclosure, it's kind of hard to open and close this, so I've just left the cover off. The fog buster, it's been working pretty good there. I was having trouble with my filter regulator oiler. Kept leaking, and I got one of those. I had a cheap one, so I started to go with the. I think this is the Ingersoll Rand. It was like $75, but it doesn't leak, and it's been working really good. So. See, oh, I went through a bunch of these air guns, these plastic air guns that I was getting at Harbor Freight or Home Depot. They would just start leaking. So I got one of these off of Amazon, and I haven't used it for long yet, but so far it seems to be pretty good. It was like $11 or something. It comes with there's the brand right there, Logan. Comes with these additional nozzles. Yeah, I did have to rearrange this here to work with the press. I think it gets the tools a little closer, so it's a little easier. I still want to put some kind of tooling stuff on here. I'm just afraid to put it too close and then end up getting cut on the tools and stuff. So, I don't know, maybe I can put them on there. I'm still debating that. So I've gotten a number of requests to make some videos about making punching dies instead of stamping dies. Everything I've made so far is like stamping or curving. But I had a number of requests about how to make dies actually like made holes and things. So I was actually starting to research that for my own purposes, actually, to like maybe actually cut these with a die rather than having to machine them. And so I'm looking into that. I'll make a separate video on it, but there's a good website that has all the calculations for punching. Like the tonnage that's required to punch a certain gauge, what your what the tolerance is, or how big the punch is and how big the die has to be. The tricky part about that is you actually have to use like a tool steel, and you actually have to heat treat them. So I don't know. The first dies I make, I'm probably going to actually make just out of steel and maybe punch aluminum with it or something like that, just to try it. And if that works out, I don't know, maybe I'll start learning how to machine tool steel. So I'm assuming I can just find a heat treater somewhere and just have the stuff heat treated. But I'm going to have to make the dies a little different. I'm not going to want to machine this much material out of tool steel. So I'm probably just going to have like just the part that I need out of tool steel, and then have some kind of a adapter. The tricky part is with the punching. You actually have to have like a relief underneath the die for the press to fall, and plus it has to have some place to fall down to. So it has to have some kind of cavity underneath to be able to pull the parts out. So there's a bit of investigation on that that I'm going to have to do, but I'm definitely looking into it if anybody's interested in that kind of stuff. So, oh, we also have a part-time employee now. He works 3 days a week. His name is Tom. Actually, his real name is Tot, but we call him Tom. So I'll have to make a video or introduce you guys to him. Maybe on the next video or future video or something, but alright, well, I'm hoping I've gotten to the point where I can start making these videos regularly again. I'll try my best. Anyways, if you like this video, I'd appreciate the thumbs up. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. If you'd like to see any other videos, there should be some listed down below. And thanks for watching.